What's up there, fellow YouTubers? This is Chris from the Msss Anomalies channel. Guys, I had taken the weekend off. I got a, well, not really large, but a large deck on the backside of my house. It's only like a 10 by 20, but decided to put a roof over it this year. I mean, the weather broke a little bit here and there, and I was able to get that done and wiring some lighting on it and so on and so forth. So I'm hoping that Mother Nature will stop being bipolar and actually give us some warmer temperatures, because I'm so looking towards spring. Weather's been crazy here. I don't know about you guys, but it's been absolutely mental here. But you know how that goes. Mother Nature's, you just don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, another thing I want to do too is I want to take a minute to give Nikki, her name's Nikki. She goes, her username is the Wraith Woman. She's just started out doing videos, and which is awesome because even women are getting in on this. Now, don't get me wrong, she's got her own take that she does and how she brings the anomalies out and shows people. Now, you can check her stuff out. I just want to give her a shout out. Guys, just check out her videos. I think right now she's in the process of moving. She's going from one location to another. So I think it may be like maybe a couple more weeks before she can jump in and get some more videos done. But she's already got a few on there. You can go on my homepage, check down to the bottom. I got the 4 of them guys on there now. I've got Will from What's Up in the Sky 37. I've got Christian from the Olympus Sky. I've got Santos from Mars Unmasked. And I've got Nikki from the Wraith Woman. You can check out her channel too. Jump over there, give her some love, check out her videos. It's just awesome to me that other people are doing these, guys. I mean, it's just like, and now it doesn't matter which way she, myself, and the other two, they do their presentations or what they're bringing to you. The point is, this is Mars. And the fact that this stuff is being brought forth, I mean, it just goes to show you. And like I said, a lot of people won't agree, and a lot of people will agree on what we show here. But the thing is, again, I don't care if it's a piece of steel laying there and it's a 90-degree angle. What's it doing on Mars? I mean, it's just something as simple as that. So anyway, jump over there. Like I said, give her some love. Check out what she's got over there, and I think you'll like her channel too. So she's just getting acclimated to the software and all this other stuff, but she's doing a good job as far as I'm concerned. All right, guys. Let me move on this. I had one of my subscribers. He goes by DocWalk9. I want to give him a shout out for that and thank him for bringing this to my attention. He told me about a video. I think it was called Conspiracy Antarctica, South Pole Conspiracy, or something to that effect. And I'll show you that in a second. He said, hey, do me a favor, check out the video, but pay attention, especially to the rocks themselves. He was saying other things, but it says just the rocks because they look a lot like the rocks you see here on Mars. And of course, I'm going to take a look at that, you know. But something else that popped out at me, and I'm going to show you this right now. Let me jump on this. Okay, now I'm already into this. It's like 6 minutes and 58 seconds. Only reason why is I want to jump into, I want to get up to like 7 minutes and 11 or almost 20 seconds. So let's just roll with it and you'll see what I'm talking about. Here's this, just like a slideshow. It's got music in it. I just don't have, I've got it muted and everything. But this is what I wanted to show you guys because now right there, this alone, like, look at the way these rocks look. Okay? They have these weird shapes to them. Okay, we'll keep going with it. Like I said, I caught that. I was watching all of these because it appears that this documentary has like, it's like a documentary, but it seems like it has maybe 2 or 3 rather, that are probably pasted together. So you guys can watch the whole thing. It's actually pretty interesting, and there's some weird little, not sound bites, but like a section where it shows a guy, he's talking about the temperature and the terrain looks a lot like Mars. Okay, so anyway, I'm letting it roll on. And like I said, this is all part of this video. There's another one. And if you look at it, doesn't it look like a lot like Mars? Okay. Okay. Now, I'm going right here. I just caught that by the corner of my eye, and I was like, whoa, hold on a minute. I said, let me jump back to this a minute. Now, I don't know if I can get this to restart, but let's see what happens. Okay. So after I was watching this here, I went back to it, because I thought this was pretty strange. Right here. And I'm saying, whoa, I recognize, let me see if I can do this just a hair bit more. Okay. Well, that ain't going to work. Okay. Anyway, you get the idea. Let me do this. Let me just go back to it. But anyway, so I'm looking at this rock formation here. And I said, whoa, hold on a minute. I recognize this picture. And I wasn't sure from where it was from. And I'm looking at the rocks. I'm going, wait a minute, I've seen this. So what did I do? And I said, it goes back to earlier pictures from Viking 1. Okay. So I go on Google, and I put on, I type in Viking 1 lander pictures. And this is what I came out with. It's the same picture. Same picture. Now I'm going to jockey back and forth to each of these pictures. Now I want you to pay attention right here in the middle. This one here, this funky looking rock. This one here, this other weird oval shape kind of square base kind of thing to this one. These patterns in the sand. So you can just go just the ones across here and this one right here. Now watch, it's going to look a lot blurrier, but watch. Pay attention just to any rock, just concentrate. I'm going to jockey back and forth on these. I'm going to click back and forth. It's the same picture. Now keep in mind, this video is only 480p, so the quality is really kind of crappy. But I'm looking at this here and I'm going, oh my God, this is the same picture. So now you say to yourself, okay, so what happened? Did this documentary, whoever made it, did they take this picture from NASA? Did they rob it from them and say, hey, let's use it in our documentary? Or was it the other way around? Is this really Antarctica and then NASA's trying to pass it off as Mars? This is the whole idea of this video, to get it to be like thought-provoking, to ask the question. And there's another thing too, guys. I wanted to show you this. I thought this was pretty strange too. I was looking at the mechanical part of the Viking 1. And some of these things just don't make sense. And anybody who's into mechanics or any kind of just common sense mechanical stuff, it doesn't even have, you don't have to be into the space program or rocket ships or, you know, be a high technical person. It doesn't have to be. But check this out. This is just on another page. And this is on astronaut.com, I think it is, yeah. Who's out there reconsidering the Viking findings on Mars? Okay. Now, here's the background picture. Okay. But I'm looking at this one arm here. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking at this arm. I'm looking at this pivot point right here, and then I'm seeing the arm go up. Okay, this is what I have a problem with. How does his arm actuate? It's clear that it actually folds over, like it'll come towards this screen. Okay, you can see what looks like a bolt or bolt head, and it has what these are like sleeves / spacers, and then it'd be a nut on the other side of this bracket. The reason why they use these spacers is not to crunch or cave in the actual bracketing, which makes sense, right? Okay, usually you put that stuff super tight to keep it in one position so that it doesn't move or slide, and like I said, it doesn't cave in the actual sides of this bracketing. Okay, where's the, and this could be any of the above, servo motor that controls it, some kind of hydraulic cylinder that would run from here to here, or so on and so forth. Could be, well, I don't know if it'd be an air cylinder, because if they're saying that the temperature is as cold as it is, it'll vary so badly that the arm may or may not move. But anyway, so I was curious about that, because these do look like those sleeves / spacers. And I'm saying to myself, that frankly just doesn't make sense to me. You can see where it actually, the bracket comes down, goes into that, there's like a pin right there, or a bolt, and then here's the other part of the bracket. So what gives? So anyway, so then I'm looking at this here. I'm going, okay, here's the arm again right here, sticking up. I'm going to try to back out a little bit. But here's the actual side you were seeing. And it looks like it has some kind of ribbon wire kind of thing going on right here. Now, obviously, if that actually was to fold, this would have the slack to actually follow it. In other words, it would take up that slack if this arm folded over. Makes sense. I'm still not seeing any kind of, now it's kind of hard to see it in here, but I don't see any hydraulic anything. I don't see like a motor or gear-driven box or any of that, for any of that matter. I mean, you know. Then I looked at the actual, I think they called it the sampler arm. That's the one that did the scooping on, you know, the Martian surface. Now, obviously, this appears to be in some kind of museum or something like that, just to show people what this thing was. Okay. If you look at this arm right here, okay, you go, okay, just about all of the pictures I see from Google you see that this thing is really, really long. Okay. If it's really long, then it would have to be a couple things. Either it would have to stick out the backside of this box, this gear-driven box, or whatever this is. I'm assuming it's the apparatus to it, and gear-driven or whatever, the arm to pick it up and all that. Okay. And it would have to be an arm to actually reach out, grab a little soil, and then bring it back, retract, and put it in somewhere, the analyzer. Okay. This is what it looks like when it's fully extended. Okay. Now, nowhere do I see anything it's like telescoping or telescoping, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I don't see anything like a small area, then it goes a little bit bigger, a little larger, and so on and so forth. So it doesn't look like this thing actually retracts. Okay. how are they getting the sand or gravel or whatever it is, the soil or whatever they're sampling? How do they get that into the actual chamber to analyze it? I don't understand it. I don't get it. You know, and you can look at just about any of these pictures. Now, maybe I'm wrong, guys. You guys could tell me if I am, because maybe I looked at it, because I looked at several of these pictures, and I was kind of puzzled by that. And like I said, if you go back to this one here, if this was retracted, where's the rest of it? Because it doesn't look like it. Again, even this one looks a little, it has this weird plate kind of thing, and then it goes like a smaller diameter right there on the actual arm or shaft, call it what you will. You look right here, it looks totally different. Now, is it possible because this is in the museum that just has like a PVC kind of tubing around it to make it, you know, so nobody messes with it? I don't know. But I'm still trying to figure out, even if this was the real deal here, it doesn't look like it retracts any further than that, or it doesn't appear so. How does it get it into whatever it's supposed to get it into? I don't know, guys. I mean, I'm just looking at this thing, especially this particular arm here. I'm just puzzled how that is possible. And it doesn't seem to have any kind of mechanism to work that arm or to move it back and forth. It just looks like it's there and just plain, just like in one position per se. So, I don't know. You guys can tell me. I'm just, like I said, I'm looking at this here, and I'm just seeing like a bolt goes through one side out to the other, and it has these sleeve/spacers, and nothing more, nothing less. So I don't know what this arm's supposed to do, but it clearly shows that it looks like this thing can actually fold down. Well, what part did it fold up or down when this thing was in, like I said, when it first was, it would have to be closed up, right? You would think, during its process of going through space and then landing, and then it would have to open up. At least I would think. And if this is an actual picture on Mars, then this is BS, because I don't see anything that shows how this is either gear-driven or how it opens and closes. So I don't know. You guys can give me a take on that. I just thought that was a little odd. And the fact that this here is the same picture here. So is it possible, like I said again, did this documentary steal NASA's picture, just say, hey, you know, we'll just throw that in the mix, which seems highly unlikely? Or is it that these are obviously pictures of Antarctica and NASA stole it? That'll give you something to think about. But I'm gonna, like I said, I'm just jockeying back and forth in this picture. This is clearly the same picture. The only difference is one's a whole lot more blurry and less detail and color, but you can see that these are the same. I mean, there's no two ways about that. But I don't know, guys. It just points to, I mean, you could just smell BS all over this. I mean, I don't know. You know, you guys can tell me what you think, and, you know, just give me your take on it. I just thought it was a little odd that, you know, like I said, I was paying attention to that video that Doc Walk 9 told me to go to, and of course I'll give you the link to that. You guys can check that out yourself. And I don't endorse that video. I'm just saying that I just happened to be going through it because he told me to take a look at it, and boom, there it was. So, which one stole from which one? That's what the main question to me is, because if NASA stole it from Antarctica, well then we know. Because think about it, guys. I mean, these things were on there in 1976, both the 1 and 2 landers, Vikings. Now, I know they do say, and I've heard this more than once, that, like, right now we're in 2014. They say our technology is actually 50 years ahead of what the average person thinks. Now, that could very well be true, because if you think about it, everything that happens in NASA usually gets filtered and then slowly brought down to the public. And I don't mean, like, all the high technology they have, but I mean stupid stuff. Stuff that, you know, the average person, you know, can use. And it gets filtered down, like the way they made fabrics, like Kevlar and so on and so forth. You know, just things like that. They were ahead of us, meaning the average person, like fiber optics, so on and so forth, and then it watered down to us, like GPS. The government had that first, so on and so forth. So you guys get what I'm talking about. But anyway, I mean, but still, I mean, this thing looks like it's just like primitively made. I mean, it just looks very simplistic. It doesn't look like it's high tech. And 1976, just, who knows? I mean, it's anybody's guess if this stuff is the real deal. Was this completely fake to begin with? You know, I don't know. But anyway, guys, give me your take on this. I got a couple more videos I want to get out today if I can. And then, you know, I got some other wild stuff coming up too, because I'm still paying attention to what's coming out now as far as, I think we're at the fall, yeah, right now we're on Sol 560. I believe 561 will come out today or whatever, or at least tonight. But anyway, guys, again, like I said, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. And just give me your take and let me know what you think. Anyway, guys, I will see you next pick.